Hi everyone, my name is Addison and I'm a French tutor here at Belmont University with the Language Learning Centers, and I'm here to help you if you're learning French 100% online. So the first thing I wanted to talk about that's pretty crucial to just French language learning in general is immersion. It can be difficult, right? Because we think that we have to go to Quebec or to France or Morocco or wherever to get immersed in the culture, but we can actually do a lot of work on our own. So we can listen to podcasts, we can watch TV or film, we can listen to music, and this doesn't have to be stuff that's exclusively French or originating in France. This podcast is Coffee Break French. This is really helpful for people learning French as a second language, but you can also take things that you like, that you grew up with, that you're super familiar with, and use French subtitles or French dub, and just familiarize yourself with vocab and get used to reading and listening at the same time and get used to surrounding yourself with that sound. It's kind of like what we talked about with the shadowing method, where we're taking the sound and we're repeating it. In this case, we're just listening. We're just focused on getting our brain familiar with those language patterns and those different ways of speaking. The second thing I want to talk about is learning with a purpose. Um, this is, again, not wholly unlike what we talked about in our general language video, but um, studying vocab is tough. So this is specific to learning French. Learn phrases and words that sound how you actually speak. I know we can get in this habit of, at least I had a habit of being a little too formal or just focused on getting the grammar rules perfect and getting everything just right, that I wasn't really learning phrases. I wasn't learning how to express myself. I just had bits and pieces of knowledge. So I'd recommend making it personal. Like I said, use the media that interests you. There's French manga, there's French TV shows, there's different things that this can keep you interested in. I would highly recommend just finding something that is already a passion of yours. So if you're really interested in jazz, find some French jazz to listen to. Um, and learn how to talk about your hobbies. Learn how to talk about things that you actually want to talk about, right? Things that are important to you. I know it's still learning, but it's language learning, so it should be fun. And then the third thing that I can recommend is practicing after class. This is taking our goals with micro-conditioning and actually applying it into a daily and more sustained context. So I've got two checklists here. If you're more of a weekly person, I find that this one is really helpful for students. If you're more of a daily person, if you like to just have bite-sized goals that you like to check off, that's personally how I am. So I start my day with the Techioni Squaw podcast. I listen to that, usually a new episode whenever it comes out. And then I don't practice in front of the mirror. I'm not recommending that you push yourself too far out of your comfort zone. Do stuff that you'll actually want to practice, right? But speak your day out loud, narrate what you're doing, try and figure out how to um, like I said, express yourself in your day to day. Learn 5 new words in French. This can sound like one of those sort of undefined goals. I find that it's helpful if I just go, oh, I want to brush up on my animals today, or something that I just don't really get to use as often, but still would need to know. You'd be surprised at the situations you run into that you need to be prepared for. And then learning 2 new phrases in French, and then listening to a French song and learning new words. These are kind of hand in hand. Again, this is just, we want to focus on making French a part of your life. So something that worked really, really well for me was putting my phone in French. My laptop as well is in French. That's also because of what I do and what I study at this level now and continuing with studying French. So that may not work for you. That may be more frustrating at this point, but that's a good goal to have, right? If you're interacting with French on a daily basis, you're going to start subconsciously thinking in these patterns, speaking in these patterns, reframing your way of thinking about language in general. And your brain's going to do a lot of the work for you. So just help provide it with the necessary tools. Just pad out your day. If you get nothing else from this video, 5 to 10 minutes of French a day and do it outside of class. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.